Welcome to Mystic Interviews in collaboration with Care Not Talks. Hi ma'am, how are you?
Very good morning, Devika.
Good morning. And today, as for parenting there are no schools.
Yes.
So I wanted you to talk more about toddlers, 0 to 5 years of age. The role of a mother is very important in a toddler's life. So your take on that?
Devika, 0 to 5 years is the pre-conventional stage for, like you call them toddlers or the little young ones who are going to kindergarten. And I always say that school, the first school for any child is home.
Right.
So the mother is the teacher first. So it's very important. You're right, there are no schools for parenting. But if the parents are visionary, they can create a beautiful environment for their child to have the right upbringing.
Ma'am, a lot of toddlers, they tend to throw a lot of tantrums, especially in front of their grandparents and their parents. They'll go to the shops and they lie down, and if they want to have a chocolate, they'll cry for hours to get that. So how can parents handle their children so that they don't throw tantrums in front of others?
Devika, I would very strongly advise the parents to be firm and do not get blackmailed by tantrums. Because that is learned behavior, what they are learning, that they scare the parent throwing tantrums, and that becomes a habit subsequently.
Right, right.
So the child actually gets spoiled for life.
Okay. So, what can parents do to?
Parents should be firm. They should, like as young as 7 years, the child is actually not really understanding the justification for
Right, right.
the big word no. But yes, the child can be distracted and can be made to occupy into doing other things, so that the child stops thinking of what he's throwing the tantrum for.
Okay.
And but definitely the parent should not give in to tantrums.
Okay, and a lot of parents, while watching television or YouTube these days, they watch everything in front of their children, and toddlers have an impact, and these days they are very good with technology, anyways.
That's also wrong, because it's very important for the parent to understand that a young child uh, below 7 years is alert enough, because he's grasping everything from the environment. So, what channels the parents are watching? Parents should be very, very alert to what channel they are watching, because it's very important for them to understand that the child can observe and learn and maybe go on the wrong track.
Yes. There's a lot of sugar rush. Children are eating chocolates and coke, and that leads to a lot of sugar rush. And it's also a cause of ADHD. I read it somewhere that attention deficit hyperactive disorder is a cause of all cokes and chocolates and chips. So, what will your advice be to parents who are giving all these things, ice creams and all, to their children?
I would tell the parents to just stop, overindulgence of any kind of sugar intake for the
Right,
child.
right.
Coffee, caffeine, definitely a big no. And right from the beginning, the parents should start focusing on what kind of food they give and what kind of food habits the child should develop.
Right, right.
You will see that by and large children do not eat green vegetables.
No.
A child does not know the taste of a green vegetable. But if we are substituting green vegetables with Maggi and other junk food, then definitely the child's food habits would get distorted.
Yes.
So it's important that the parents focus on what kind of food the child is taking.
So, I think food is very important.
Right, in the foundation years, that is right from the birth to 7 years.
To 7 years. And what about toilet training? When they should, be trained to go to the toilet themselves?
Research says that a child as old as 1.5 can be toilet trained.
Okay.
And in fact, it's very sad to see that a lot of children are going to school when they're age 4 with diapers on.
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah,
sad
that's
part
true.
of today's scenario, and that shows and indicates that it's a lazy mother
Yeah.
who did not toilet train the child when the child was 1.5.
Yes, I think that's absolutely right. And a lot of children, they imitate their parents and teachers in the school. And if the parents are fighting, they become very aggressive from a young age, and they go to the school and they hit their friends, and they use abusive language. So, what would you like to tell the parents of today's generation? Advice to the parents.
I would definitely want the parents to, introspect that what kind of environment do they have in their home.
Right.
If it's an aggressive environment where husband and wife are fighting, or they're shouting, or they're unreasonable, the child is picking up all cues from the environment,
Yes.
and then definitely the child's way of looking and perceiving the world is going to be aggressive.
Yes.
And at times their parents were very strict at home, and then the child comes to school and just let go, and they are the children who are the aggressive ones and the ones who are not listening to anybody outside their home, and the parents then say that our child is very good at home. So definitely introspection is required by parents, and a very nice cordial environment should be always maintained at home,
Okay.
because a child is perceiving the world through the eyes and the environment of the home.
Environment really matters,
It does.
So environment is composed of their homes
Yes.
and the school they go to.
Yes.
So can school has a large impact, or their families have a larger impact?
See, at that young age, when we are talking about children below 7 years and below 10 years, home has a larger impact. And school is definitely assisting.
Yes.
But the home is the place where we have got to focus.
Okay, so the parents are the main people they are imitating all the time.
So the parent-teacher connect should be maintained, where the
Okay.
teacher and the parents work together for the child, but it's the parents who are actually the foundation builders of a child.
Okay, and talking about the special children, a lot of parents when they have special children. So, what's the age criteria when you come to know about?
You come to know as young as 2.5 or two.
Two and a
or
half.
three. Yeah, in fact, even when they're born, it depends what kind of an ailment the child would be, challenge the child is going to face. You come to know even when they're born. But it is again, the onus goes on the parents how they're going to be handling that challenge.
Okay. So, supposingly, parents have a special child, and it's difficult for the family, and a lot of people don't accept their child as ADHD or autistic or with Down syndrome, and it's very difficult for the parents to, understand the disorders. So, what advice you would like to give to parents who have special children?
No, I would definitely like to tell the parents that should be alert enough, and there's so many cues which give an indication what the child is facing, and one should not be shy of going to a counselor or a psychiatrist or a psychologist to actually get that identified,
Right.
so that right from that little age, the focus goes on the child, and the child is treated and looked after in a particular way the problem demands. Denial is something which I see a lot of mothers would just say, no, it cannot happen to my child.
Right.
And that's where we go wrong. We should accept it and take it as a challenge that we go to, help the child overcome that challenge.
Yes.
But
That's-
identification is very important.
And I think that is very important, because if you, are denying all the time that my child is
Then
with
the
special
whole
needs.
treatment goes late.
Yes.
Because you're denying and you're passing the time, and the child is getting more rigid and maybe not treated properly. So
Yes.
it's always better to identify, connect, and treat.
And I think special children are special because they have special abilities.
Yeah.
So, an autistic child is very creative, they can be good with music.
Very intelligent
And
also.
very intelligent, and even a Down syndrome is very friendly, and, they have a lot of friends.
I always feel that every child has a potential, and it is up to us parents to find that potential. We
Right.
say the special child, but the special child also would be having something which is
Special about
really
it.
special, and maybe having a potential for music,
Yes.
for any other activity like creative activity.
Right.
So identification and working on it is what is very important.
Okay. So, I would like you to give a message to the young parents regarding the upbringing of the child.
Devika, my message to the parents is that please take parenting very, very seriously. Your child from 0 to 7 years, who is a pre-conventional stage, needs your special attention, and the foundations are built at home. So introspect, make yourself better personalities so that you can groom your children in a better way. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Devika.